nothing but the dog in me. Why must I chase the cat?
Which one?
Oh, I don't want the phone number up. Good evening and welcome to Posse Presents. Thank you for joining us tonight. With me is my co-host, Odie, who is looking for his forever home. He's a foster, pulled from the Waterbury Animal Shelter. Very cute little guy, showing a little bit of possessiveness tonight. About a year and a half old, neutered male. Very good with other animals and cats and dogs and fairly well behaved. And here with us tonight just to show you how cute he is. A little TV debut. Also joining me this evening, and thank you for joining me, is Greg Sarris and Jamie Maslar from Foster and Forever Pet Rescue. Thank you for coming on with me tonight, or us, I should say. Or the royal we, I don't know how that works. Anyway, you guys kind of got together last year at some point and wanted to make a difference and do something for the animals.
Yep.
Tell us about that.
We met last year while working on a cause together for a shelter, and we got along quite well, and we had a good working relationship. We started learning early the ins and outs of rescue, and
there are some things to know.
There are some things to know. There definitely are. There are some red flags that once they come up, you really have to, you have to have the willingness to listen to other people and take the advice of other people who have been doing it longer than us.
Absolutely.
And certain things to steer away from and things to gravitate to, and how to kind of form a rescue. And Jamie and I kind of have a policy that it's strictly business. We work, we make sure that we have everything done properly and all the I's dotted and the T's crossed, and it's something that's a learning experience for each time we do something.
Well, it is. There's never the same situation twice. I mean, I've been in the rescue world for a good 10 years now, specifically, other than my lifelong, it's a stray, can I have it? And,
right.
Can I bring it home? Can I find it a home or whatever? And you always have that, and it leads up to that light bulb moment where you want to do something.
Yep.
So that came for me, and like the venue and the vehicle came for me about 10 years ago, actually, when I moved to Waterbury. So you do have, no two experiences are alike.
Right.
That's for very sure.
Yep.
But, Dad, I interrupted you.
Do you want to?
We've been I've been rescuing a lot of cats.
I know you're like the go-to person for the cats.
Yes,
I know
for some reason, yes. I started about 2 years ago by myself, and I just happened to get a mother cat with 7 babies, and I fostered them, and from there everybody comes to me with the cats now.
Yeah, once somebody kind of catches on, once your name gets out there,
right?
Like I said, yeah, Jamie's the go-to person. How many cats have I posted on your wall?
Facebook. Yes. Yep.
It's an evil truth, but you find your niche.
And it's also partly because so many people see that we do follow through with things, that they feel comfortable with working with us and us helping them get a rescue animal.
Oh, absolutely. Confidence is
yes.
key.
Yeah.
There are too many people out there trying to place animals or adopt animals or get their hands involved that just shouldn't.
Exactly, and and I learned firsthand because I got a cat, and I was supposed to get the sibling, and I didn't, and then there was a whole issue with it and everything. I didn't get the paperwork I was supposed to get. It was infested with fleas. It had an upper respiratory infection. So all these things, which you would think would have been taken care of, just weren't. So Jamie's great with getting the cats acclimated so they're able to get adopted.
Right.
Yeah,
when she fosters
socialization is key with any animal.
Yes.
Yeah, they're living in fear, and once they get into an environment where they have a sense of security, then they're actually able to be the animal that they are,
Oh, absolutely.
instead of just living in complete fear.
Yeah, and that's a terrible situation for any animal. You know, when we
Yes.
get them at whatever stage, you know, we rescuers will get them. Who knows what they've been through?
Right.
Right.
And that's the sad stories. They can't tell us.
Exactly, and we have a cat like that, and you want to talk about?
Yes, we have 2 of them, and they're not from the same litter. One's 5 and one is 1. And the little one, she's very skittish, hides, shy, and we kept them together, and we have them in a foster right now, and he's doing wonderful. And he has just, they've been coming out, they're playing, they play on the floor, they lay on his bed, and he's doing like a fabulous job. And we hope he would keep him, but if we have to go to a foster, you know, an adopter, then, you know, they'll be ready for, you know, because he's doing such a great job.
Sure.
They'll be ready for somebody.
And there'll doubtless be a curve because any change, I mean,
Right.
as a person, I don't like change. Animals, you
Right.
can't explain it to them.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so like uproot them from this foster where they're thriving, obviously bless whoever this person is
he's
for
very-
doing such a good job.
Yes.
But, you know, there's always that curve. You can tell somebody, oh, you know, the cat's like this or the dog's like that, and
Right.
in a new environment, it takes a little time for them to adjust.
But none of us like getting out of our comfort zone, even
Oh, no.
animals either, also,
No.
so it's...
No, and he just looks so uncomfortable right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Oh, wow, don't let the blood go to your head. And I have to just like interject for 2 seconds. I lost one of my cats yesterday.
Yes.
And she was that fearful hider that, you know, I fostered her and then realized, you know, I said, yeah, I'll take her because we were full and the director didn't want to take her in and we were in the middle of setting up for a bake sale, and I was like, you just put her on the table, I'll take her home, it's fine. And I realized how scared she was. I mean, I wasn't able to walk in the room without her running.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Thing.
she wouldn't bat an eyelash, but if I was carrying something, she'd freak. You know, it's a process, and people have to understand it's a process
Yes.
for these animals.
It could take anywhere from 3, 4, 5 months
Yeah,
for
and
them to come out.
sometimes they're never right. Sometimes it's years.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
patience and
never.
tolerance.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
depends on your patience. It depends on the environment,
Right.
and how many times. I'm sure you've seen this already. An animal that's not thriving in one home or one situation will do so well in yet a different one.
Yes.
It's just like with people. It's with animals. It's the chemistry.
Yep.
And, you know, I can attest to the fact that some people just weren't meant to get along. But I didn't say that on TV. No, I didn't. Anyway, tell us about some of your successes. I know recently you guys pulled from Waterbury, and I've seen the pictures of that little guy
Yes.
who looks like he struck gold.
The girl who adopted him, she's just absolutely wonderful. She has 2 other dogs, and her sister lives with her, and one dog bonded with her, the other dog bonded with her sister. And they got this little dog, and they were hoping he was going to bond with the young boy, and he has. And so it's just a happy home. The dog is...
works out.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, I don't know if they closed the door in the bedroom to make sure he stayed
Yeah, right.
in there the first couple of nights with the kid. But it worked out really well. And it's a great forever home. You know, she's taking care of him. He's loved. He's so happy. He's just doing absolutely wonderful. And she always goes to the dog parks, and so he's meeting other dogs and is getting acclimated to that as well. So
That's awesome, and
Yeah.
I have to thank you, of course, for the poll, because there was a lot of nail biting that week in Waterbury, as there usually is when there's an opening day, and folks, trust me, keep going down there and adopting because they do need it. It's tight, it's uncomfortable, they are almost at their limit. If you can adopt a dog, if you can foster a dog, do it, because you're saving lives. You really are, and that's what it's all about.
yeah. And there's another dog that we wanted to talk about, the Rhodesian Ridgeback. We had got from Meriden Animal Control. And the family had wanted a German Shepherd. They had one there. The person had done an evaluation, and they have a young boy who's 6. and felt that it would not be appropriate. The dog was a little too feral. They got this Rhodesian Ridgeback in, and she did the evaluation, and it was good. They went and saw it, and the husband and wife, who are good friends of mine, who I've known for years, they weren't that hot on the dog because he was a little, he wasn't the friendliest in the beginning. And the little boy said, I want him. Said, this is our dog.
Little boys.
They took the dog home, and Andrea does not understand how, but this dog has actually bonded in a different way with each person in that household.
And they will.
They
really will.
And they say, Andrea and her husband Mark say, their son made the best call. CJ made the best call to say, yes, we want this dog. The dog is so happy. He's got the greatest forever home. He loves everyone in the home. He was just full of fear when he was in the shelter. So sometimes when people go to the shelters,
they're not on their best.
They're not
It's
yet, exactly.
overwhelming. It's not.
They don't
their
know what's
comfort
going
zone,
on.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely not their comfort
So
zone.
sometimes it's worth really giving a chance to a dog and cat
Oh,
from
yeah.
a shelter
And
and
of
say,
course-
you know what, it might take a little time.
Right, and of course, unfortunately, that can go either way. You know, there are situations that don't work out, but
Right, but
you know,
this
the
dog was
important thing-
evaluated before, so they kind of knew that it wasn't aggressive, it was just afraid.
Yeah, and you know, fear is just. How can you not be afraid when you're an animal in an environment like that?
Yep.
It's just they don't show well. They're cooped up.
Yep.
You know, they get what we call the zoomies. You know, they they're all full of energy, and you get them home, and they're good.
Yeah,
Yep.
relaxed.
They're really good.
Obviously.
Like that.
They're really good.
You know,
Odie?
The one dog that I transported from Waterbury up to Little Gill shelter was the first time I ever met that dog, Ashes, and he was the happiest dog in the car ride. He just,
Yeah.
you know, all the windows were open. He had, you know, it was out of the shelter. He was going for he just loved it.
Freedom.
Yeah, he had a blast.
They look like they belong together in the picture.
Yes.
They just look perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you were at the right place in the right place at the right time that day too,
Yes.
because that kind of wasn't planned, but you were like, you were.
It was either
available.
I changed my plans or the dog was going to get euthanized. So
Yeah,
I
that's the
made-
reason to change your plans.
yeah. So that
Yeah.
was, you know, that was the decision.
Yeah, well,
You know, I could be
certainly-
inconvenienced for a couple hours to save the dog.
Yep.
So I think that's part of why Jamie and I began doing this. You know, we spend time and effort because the reward is so great.
Yeah, especially for the animals.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
You know, I mean, it feels good to us, but you know, imagine your head's literally on the chopping block.
Exactly.
And, you know, they don't even really know it, but they know that they're not home and they know that they're not comfortable.
Right.
And
Yep.
they have no idea what's coming, but they do when it happens. You know, it's not pretty.
Right.
So you guys are working with an Akita. Tell me about the Akita.
Buddy is 10-year-old Akita, and he's beautiful. He was rescued in a parking lot, and he was dumped out of a car drunk.
Can you imagine?
And there was a health food store there, and the manager saw it, took him in. Somebody who works there took him home on a third-floor apartment, very small, and the boyfriend was carrying him up and down the stairs because of his hip. It's very sad. And then Greg had gotten a phone call, and I found a foster, and happens to be my neighbor. And he's there. Everything is level. The ground is level. He has 2 steps to go up and down to the house, and he's doing wonderful. And we're trying to find a rescue or someone who loves Akitas to adopt him.
Okay, yeah, we were going to have pictures tonight, and as I mentioned to you before we went on the air, I have to rethink my picture ordering because they were not ready, but I will have pictures up on my Pound Posse Presents Facebook page because they are out there. So if there's someone connected with a rescue who can help this older Akita, or if there is someone who can take him in, that's even better because, you know, fosters are good, rescues are good, but forever,
Forever Homes rock.
yeah, forever homes are the way to go.
Yeah.
Now, what
And
is...
the girl who found him also, she saw a dog on our page, a smaller dog, and her boyfriend are calling and filling out an application for that dog.
Oh,
Yes.
nice.
So yeah,
Yeah,
because this dog
wonderful.
was too large,
For the
especially
apartment.
with the hips and in the apartment that they were in. But they found a smaller dog through our page.
Well, it's funny because sometimes one animal is a stepping stone to save another one.
Yes.
And that's exactly
What happened?
Yep.
what happened, yeah. So what is your process as far as if someone wanted to adopt an animal that you were trying to place, or if someone wanted to become a foster, where are your pets listed and how would they go about trying to get involved?
On our page, our Facebook page, we have our dogs listed, and we have people that want to be fosters. And I tell them we have applications, which, as a matter of fact, I did get some in, and I mailed them the application for the fosters. And then Greg and I will go through it and check their house out, or where they live, and see, what kind of dog we think they should have, and if it's safe and everything for them. And that would be an application they would fill out, and same for adoption too. They have to fill out an application for the Akita if anybody's going to take it, and Greg and I will check and make sure everything's okay, and that we're happy with the situation.
As it should be.
And we call if the person has a vet, we call the vet. They had a previous animal. We find out how they were with the care of their animal, and also if their animal had died, how it died.
Right. Vet references, people get their little hairs up over stuff like that because they don't understand how important that is. You don't want to hear from somebody's vet, oh, their last dog got hit by a car, they weren't up to date on their vaccinations.
Exactly.
The dog kept getting picked up for roaming, because the vet's going to know stuff like that.
Right.
The vet is like, he's going to give you up if you're lying on your application.
Yes. Yeah, the vets that we've spoken to for the animals that we've gotten adopted have just been fantastic. They just went through the entire thing. One person who had adopted a dog from us, her vet had told us the dogs that she had, how many times they were in there for their yearly, for everything. I mean, went through the entire thing and said she'd be great. She's always done this, she's always done, her dog had died of cancer, and went through the whole process. So it's really nice to hear that.
Yeah, it's people do, they get upset because you want to check them out, but there's valid information waiting at
And there's reasons
The
why
vet.
we don't want certain people to get animals, so
exactly.
that is an important issue for us as well, because we want the animals to go to a safe home.
Right, and someone who's going to care for them and do the right thing, and it's just,
Right.
it's so important.
Yes.
You hear from people all the time, oh, they want like my bank statement and all. It's exaggeration,
Correct.
but they feel so imposed upon
Right.
for the lines of questioning, and they don't get the seriousness
Yes.
of placing an animal in a safe and stable environment.
Yeah.
That's another thing. People have children, people separate, people move, people
Yep, a
treat
lot of that.
their pets
And do you
just
live-
as a disposable, and it's not.
Do you live in an apartment? Does
Right.
your landlord allow you to have a pet?
Right.
If so, we need that in writing from the lease.
Exactly.
That's an important thing.
A permission letter, or have it right in
Yep.
the lease, something like that. People balk, and that's where you walk away and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
maybe get a dog from somewhere else.
When there's a red flag coming up, it's kind of, and it's good because Jamie and I work really well together, and we talk over these things, and we have other people from other rescues who we also ask advice from.
And everybody's wonderful.
Yeah, it's
And
important.
that's the
It's
big
got to be a
thing.
community.
It is.
Exactly.
No egos.
It's not an
no
ego-driven thing.
craziness,
Right.
Yeah.
No backbiting, nothing.
There's plenty of those people, and those are the ones that we avoid and stay
Stay
away
away.
from, and
Absolutely.
we gravitate towards the positive because that's what we want. And there's just, since we've actually gotten away from others, there's just been less drama. We've gotten more animals in foster, adopted.
Yep.
It's just
And
been
people that
such
come
a-
to us for dogs and cats, a lot come, are calling us for, not for cats, definitely cats coming in.
It
Now.
hasn't been the easiest for Jamie and I because we did go through just a big learning curve.
Yeah.
One for 6 months.
But you
Yeah.
learn.
We
did
learned,
learn,
and we kept a positive attitude, and we knew what our end goal was. So we said, okay, these people, we went towards the others.
Yep.
But it was probably the first 6 months where everything was kind of like upside down and changing and this and that. But then we really got to the point where now we're kind of in a nice groove and people feel comfortable. When we got the Akita,
Yep.
you know, we had her sign a surrender form. So everything we do is paperwork, so, because we have checked with all the other shelters and rescues, and it's just the right way to do it.
And there's models to follow. There's
Yes.
actually procedures. You don't want to be
Following through.
yeah. Uh-oh.
Following through.
Uh-oh.
That's the other key phrase for us.
Us, yeah.
Well, you know,
Return a
following-
phone call.
Yeah, following through is very important. I've had a lot of people complain about places that don't get back to them. You know, oh, I submitted an application, or I left a message, and it's not a positive experience. And it does give rescuers and rescues an unnecessarily bad name.
I called a couple shelters and they never returned my call.
Yeah.
You know, and they had a dog and we had a person for that dog. And they never, you know, so it's just,
Yeah, networking is so important.
yes.
And working together. I say it over and over here on the show that, you know, it takes a village.
Yes, you did.
And it
Yeah.
really, really does.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
You know, if I have a person and you have an animal, and you know you don't like me and I don't like you, where's that getting the animal?
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's not.
Exactly.
So even if you're not best friends, and you don't have to be,
Right.
you work together because you just placed an animal, you saved a life, you created
good
a happy
outcome.
ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. That's why we're doing this.
Right.
Yeah, you know, for me, it's, I have to check my motives. You know, why am I doing this? And when I work with people, you know, it's what are their motives? And then you can actually, if you do that, you can really see who's doing it for an ego-driven.
Oh yeah, and there's so many glory grabbers.
And there are plenty.
Glory grabbers out there.
Yes,
that
there are. Plenty.
It's not.
And then there's others who are just happy to, you know, work a little here and there together.
Yeah, and it's
You know.
important, right, Odie? Now, if someone wanted to contact you, your Facebook page
Yes.
is out there. It's
Foster and Forever Pet Rescue.
now, if someone wants to email you, how would they go about that?
They were gtitanrealty@hotmail.com. That
Okay.
would be mine.
And your email, someone that
It's the same one.
The
same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And phone numbers if someone wanted to.
It's my cell. It's 203-232-5703.
One more time.
203-232-5703.
And mine is 860-459-5044. 860-459-5044.
That wasn't too painful, was it?
No, that was okay. We were able to do that. It even bored him.
Oh, you yawny little man.
Yes.
Oh, you kissing me? Yeah. You're like the only one he's acting like legs tonight.
And we do have a friend of mine who's really been good help for Jamie and I. Her neighbor had got a pit bull puppy for an 89-year-old grandmother, and big surprise, it didn't work out. Nothing like,
People are amazing.
nothing like thinking something through.
Yeah. Let's try like a little older dog for an older person.
And this dog was a brindle, just absolutely gorgeous dog.
Friendly.
So friendly. And we went through, we had a couple people looking at him, but he was 8 months old, unneutered at that time, and he was just full of energy, so it was hard to handle. And we got a girl, actually another rescue group had posted him on their page, and a girl from Ledyard had come out. Her dog had passed away of cancer, and she ended up adopting Romeo. And it's just unbelievable. He's so happy out there now. And probably every 2 weeks, she texts me, she sends me pictures of him.
I love it.
And it's so,
Don't you?
and her vet was the one who gave her such a glowing recommendation.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it was, and she filled out all the paperwork, she came out, and it was just, it worked out fantastic. It was something that, you know, the dog's higher power set into motion, you know, for this dog to, you know, go to this forever home. And it's part of the home now, and it's so good.
And that's the way it should be. I wanted to give a shout out to a couple of events that are coming up. ARF is having an event on Thursday, May 3rd. Go to the Pound Posse Presents page, and you can find more information out about that. Tomorrow, there is an event in Cheshire. Again, go to the Pound Posse Presents page. You can get more information on that. The nature of that has changed a little bit because they're predicting some rain.
Yes.
So the actual part where the City of Hartford Animal Shelter was going to do some things, a bake sale and whatever. That's being postponed, I think, to another day in May. But the other stuff that was planned will still be on, because that can go on inside at the store. And I do plan on being there myself. I hope to see you guys as well. There's also Running for Rescues is having an event next Sunday, and I will be there as well. And I'll actually be out and about in town this week on behalf of Running for Rescues. Go to my page if you want to find out more. If anybody is interested in this little ham who has warmed up to Greg, you can email me at pawprints713@AOL.com. That's pawprints713@AOL.com. Look at him, he doesn't have a care in the world right now, does he?
He's happy.
No, Greg, you can't have them.
Sure you can. Sure you can. He says, I need a home. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me
Thank you
this
for having us
evening.
on here. We really appreciate it.
Feel free to come back anytime you'd like. Anything you've got that you want me to promote, just let me know, and I'll give it a shout out, put it on my page. Looks like we're winding down, and I don't know if you're into tradition, but we say goodnight in a special way around here. Are you with me?
Should we ask Hal first?
Gotta do peace, love, and dogs.
Okay.
They're like, okay, whatever you say.
All right.
You want to try that again? Peace, love, and dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, your dog only has one ear, Greg.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Greg.
I'll work on that for next time.
Yeah, well, he's gonna go home and practice that from the mirror. I can see it now.
Stop judging me.
Oh no, I'm stuck on Odie. And Odie wants to say goodnight too. He's gonna say, look, there's the credits, and I'm waving. Say goodnight, Odie.
Bye, Odie. You have fun?
Yeah, well, again, I thank you guys. We're just kind of like waiting for life to go dark here.
All right.
Sometimes we're not all timed out, are we?
Oh, it's quite an enjoyable experience.
Well,
Yes,
like I
thank
said,
you.
come back
Yeah.
anytime, and really glad to have you on tonight.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Pound Posse Presents on Facebook. Good night, everybody.
Good night.